Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm back in my room because it's more comfortable up here, and it's a little warmer with the temperature starting to drop, and it's also quieter because I have people home sick and stuff. So I figured I'd uh, make myself all private in here. I am still getting over my cold and sinus infection and the lovely other things that I've been going through. So I apologize for sounding a little stuffy. Today, I want to talk to you guys more about NaNoWriMo because it's coming up fast. We're at, what is it, the 7th of October? Yeah, Monday, October 7th. In less than a month, you're going to be writing your novel. Ooh, kind of sneaking up on you. And it's a lot of fun when you're trying to fit it in. I don't know why National Novel Writing Month has to be in November. Like, really? Because, we're not totally not getting ready for Thanksgiving and the big holidays and the traveling and that. No. Couldn't you do it in, like August or something? Well, no, August would be bad too. February. February would work. I could live with February. Maybe January. It's my birthday, but I can write for my birthday. But no, no, it's November. So we're coming up on it fast and it's time to start getting ready. There's a lot of things you can do in advance of the 1st of November in order to get yourself ready to sit down and write. And some of them are really simple things. So for instance, you can start now getting into the habit of, sorry for the wiggles, um, sitting down and actually writing every day. Sit down at your computer for 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours every morning and write something. It doesn't have to be work on your novel. You can work on whatever, do your email even, but get into the habit of actually sitting and putting the effort in on the keyboard every single day because that's what you're going to be doing for 30 days through November. Getting into that rhythm is really important because, as you all know, if you start a habit and then you disrupt it partway through, it ceases being a habit or it turns into a bad habit. So you don't want to do that. The other things you can do is make sure that you have all of your tools on hand. So I use a thesaurus and a dictionary online because those are the best tools for me because I can look them up very quickly and also because I can look them up on my phone. One of the cool things about having an Android phone is that I can do, "Okay, Google, how do you spell discombobulated?" Discombobulated is spelled Discombobulated. Look at that. It even could tell that I had pronounced the word incorrectly. So being able to use tools is really important. Now, you might not find that particular tool useful. For me, it's very good because it means I don't have to take my hands off the keyboard. I like to keep working and keep my hands on the keyboard. I even try to avoid using the mouse a lot just because I type so very quickly. I type 120 words a minute on a good day. I type almost as fast as I talk, and I talk fairly quickly. Um, so what happens is when I get on a roll, the words just come flowing out of my brain, and I like that. I like being able to just kind of get it going. And so having the online tools is really useful. Um, I use the thesaurus a lot less during NaNoWriMo and more during the editing process when I'm getting rid of the 18 million times I said the same word in a sentence or in a paragraph. But it's always useful to have online in case you're looking for something in particular, and it's handy. So the NaNoWriMo website is NaNoWriMo.org. Okay, and you can go and sign up there. You can put in the picture of your novel that you're going to be doing. I have up mine. You're welcome to friend me if you'd like. I am Rev Allison, REVALLYSON. I'm always up for having buddies, and I appreciate it when y'all are holding me accountable. Excuse me. That's going to happen again. Gotta love it when your throat just decides to close up. Yay, coffee. Um, so NaNoWriMo has offers under the writer's resources. You can actually look up the different offers that they have, discounts on writer tools. My goodness, excuse me for just a moment. Okay, do I have a voice again? There we go. Gotta love it when you're doing live transmissions. Um, so what they do is if you are participating in NaNoWriMo or you are a winner of NaNoWriMo, there are different tools you can get discounts on and some you can get for free. Um, so Dabble is um, gives you what you need to do manuscripts, story notes, plotting goals, drag and drop, autofocus, auto NaNoWriMo, word count, submission, syncing between devices, and more. It's free through November. And if you happen to be a NaNoWriMo winner, meaning you've written your 50,000 words and it's been confirmed, you can get up to 20% off for the full year. Um, Scribed has 30 days of free access for NaNoWriMo participants. Noveler usually has um, uh, the month of November free. However, they're not saying that this time, so I'm not actually sure um, if they're having it free for the month, but they are definitely offering all NaNoWriMo participants can get 40% off of Noveler for a year. And if you win NaNoWriMo this year, you can have 40% off for 2 years. Scrivener has a 50% off for NaNoWriMo winners. The Great Courses, which is online classes, has a month free and some all sorts of different tools within that. Campfire, which is a revolutionary writing tool for planning stories, is offering 25% off for participants. And then there's all sorts of things. So we've got Swoon Reads, which is a publishing imprint, Storyist, which is a novel writing environment, For the Words, which is a writing platform originally built for role playing games, but works with all sorts of different stuff. Scribendi, which is proofreading and editing services, and Writers Clearinghouse, which is manuscript evaluation. And then there's a whole bunch of other things. Go and have a look because it's really worthwhile. Um, and you get the opportunity to try a lot of these things out during the month of November, so you can play around and see if any of them suit you as a writer. I really like using Noveler during November, and that's the only time I use it. Had originally intended purchasing an account, but I actually have no interest in using it the rest of the year. So I don't. But I do, however, um, tout them online a lot because it is a really well organized tool and it's very useful. And if you do a lot of writing throughout the year, you might find that Noveler is a great thing for you. Um, What else do I have? Well, thesaurus, of course, dictionary.com, thesaurus.com, absolutely important. The Hemingway editor, which is another one of those wonderful tools that I use all the time online. Um, it's called the HemingwayApp.com, HemingwayApp.com. Basically, what it does is it highlights sentences. It tells you if you've used more adverbs than you need, if you've used passive voice too often, if you have written something and it's too complicated and you could use something simpler, hard to read sentences and very hard to read sentences. Tells you the readability level. So, for instance, it'll tell you what grade level you're writing at, that kind of thing. And it also has a desktop app if you don't want to use it online. I use it online just because that's how I end up using it. But there's all sorts of different ways to to access it. Google Docs is another thing that's really awesome. Google Docs allows you to do a lot of editing and to share edits and and manuscripts with people without having to remove it, which is nice. You can also do a lot of formatting within it, which is handy. Um, what else do I use? Well, I actually have, I use canva.com, canva.com, um, to make temporary book covers. I have a professional now, Starla Hutchinson, who's wonderful and amazing, who's doing my covers for me now. But it for placeholders for in the NaNoWriMo website and things like that, um, they have all sorts of graphic tools that you can use to help you make a novel cover or to put a header on your Facebook feed or anything like that. Make posters. It's just a really useful little throw together tool if you don't happen to be um, the type of person who does a lot of graphic uh, work yourself, which I don't. It's, I'm a hack at best. Um, and then as you're coming up on NaNoWriMo, one of the most important things is for me is keeping a notebook, or in my case, I also use again my phone with a notepad, because sometimes I'll have ideas. And I have a notebook that sits in my purse through November, and I just jot stuff down. It doesn't have to make a lot of sense. It just has to have enough information that I remember what it was I was thinking about when I wrote it. And what that does is it lets me, when I get stuck or I'm looking for a particular piece of information, I have it there at hand, ready to go. And that's really wonderful for me as a tool, because I can't tell you how many times I've had an idea in the car or on the bus when I was busing, um, or when I'm out on a walk or whatever. And I can either speak those ideas into my phone or I can jot them down in my notebook. And then I have them. I don't lose things. Because I will tell you something, especially during NaNoWriMo, when you're trying to chunk out 2,000 words every single day, day after day, the thoughts get lost really fast and jumbled up. So having a place to keep those notes is wicked important. Um, so let's see, what else do I use? World Anvil is another one that I use. World Anvil is a universe building tool. It was originally designed for people doing role playing games so that they could do character sheets and pictures and all that stuff. And it is very useful in that. I use it when I am making my novels, especially with Alex and the vampire world that I'm creating. It gives me a place to keep all of the details together. It's got all of my maps and all of my pictures of the houses and all of my pictures of the people. So I know when I'm describing them, they're always the same. It helps with continuity. Um, because I don't know about anybody else, but for me, when I'm reading a novel and I catch an error in continuity, it throws me out of the story and I lose the little movie going in my head, and I hate that. So, excuse me, I keep all of those things in World Anvil so that I can access them anytime I need. Oh, what color were Dez's eyes again? Oh yeah, there we go. And I can just pull it up. It takes 2 seconds and all of that information is there. It's really handy. I can put major plot points in. I have my timelines. So if I'm referring to something in the past, um, I'll stick it in. So I have things in there that happened to Des, back in the 80s. And those have been put onto a timeline that stretches back to the 1500s and earlier. So when I go to write those earlier novels, I won't accidentally make a continuity error because I know what happened when. Um, and when you're dealing with a long timeline, that's really helpful. Even with short timelines, though, it you want to be able to catch those things whenever you can. So, organizational tools are really big. Pick a writing app, whether you're using Word for Windows or if you're using Google Docs because it's portable or you're just typing it into your phone or whatever. Pick your platform and stick to it and make it work for you, because once you hit a stride, you're not going to want to stop, and you shouldn't. Remember, your goal is about 2,000 words a day throughout the entirety of November. At the end of that, if you stick to that, you will have about 50,000 words, and hopefully you will win NaNoWriMo. The goal that I usually set is about 2,500 words, only because I know that over the Thanksgiving holiday, I don't often get in to do writing for a day or two because I am busy uh, baking pies, making sides, cooking turkey, eating turkey, cleaning up from turkey, making broth from leftover turkey, making turkey tetrazzini out of leftover turkey. Did I mention the turkey? So I try to get extra words in on all the other days so that when the holidays come around, I'm not overstressed. And I mean, this year I'm going to be away from the house for part of Thanksgiving at my boyfriend's house, so I don't think I'm going to be chucking along my Chromebook. Mind you, maybe I will, but I'm probably not going to be taking the time out on Thanksgiving morning to sit and write 2,000 words while everybody else is cooking and eating. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at. Keep those in mind. Check your calendar on a regular basis. Figure out how many words you have to write to get around the places where you know you're not going to have time to write. And if you do get stuff written that day, awesome. It's a bonus. You have, the opportunity to finish early or whatever. That's all right. Plan accordingly. Take your time. Be steady, and make it work for you. All right, boys and girls, I am off. Again, this year I'm working on the cookbook, not on the third Alex book. You're gonna have to wait a whole other year to get that. I am, however, working on editing and getting through the mess that I made at the end of Blood Water. So hopefully you'll be seeing that sometime soon. And I love you guys. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget, I think it's down there, but it could be down here. Don't forget to subscribe, okay?